Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it today. Today I wanted to share a little bit of information on service dogs. That's right, service dogs. Actually, I tried to do this video a couple days ago when it came out, but got a little choked up on the way through it. So we'll see if I can not do that this time. So I love animals, love dogs, and this is actually an article that the VA newsfeed put out, and it's on an actual organization called K9s For Warriors, and they're a great organization, and I just wanted to read through it for those of you that might be interested or just want to know kind of what's going on out there for us as veterans and the community. So with that, we'll go ahead and get into it. The headline here is How Service Dogs Can Help Veterans with PTSD. So please hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe. Remember, every time you hit thumbs up or subscribe, anything, comment, whatever, an action by you is essentially pushing this into the hands of other veterans, right? So YouTube doesn't just send it out to everybody automatically, right? There has to be some sort of liking involved in some way. So please do that for us. As a community, we need this type of information out there. At least that's what I think. So with that, let's get into it. How service dogs can help veterans with PTSD. K9s For Warriors rescues the dog saves the veteran. That's the little tagline there. This actually came out on April 17th, 2023. And as we get into the article here, it starts off with K9s For Warriors is the nation's largest provider of trained service dogs for veterans with PTSD, traumatic brain injury, or military sexual trauma, and hopes to reduce the number of veterans who commit suicide. So great mission and great subset of folks to work with, and kudos to them. I'm happy that they're there. So service dogs have allowed many veterans a chance to reunite with their families, head back to school, find renewed enjoyment in life, and significantly reduce their medications. For a former U.S. Marine Corps veteran, his service dog, Moly, has given him the gift of living. When the Marine veteran returned home from combat, he found daily life nearly impossible. His PTSD left him feeling anxious and unsafe when doing everyday activities, tasks we don't think twice about, like going to the mall or a grocery store, those areas that have a bunch of people going in every direction and nooks and crannies and all kinds of crazy things just constantly surrounding you, those places. Desperate for a way to get back to the life he knew before service, he learned about an alternative treatment method, a service dog specifically trained to mitigate his symptoms. Fantastic. Many veterans who apply to K9s For Warriors have experienced hypervigilance and isolation due to their conditions. They've tried everything from pills, therapy, you name it, to combat their PTSD. And after many failed attempts, they turned to K9s For Warriors as a last resort. The veteran wasn't sure how a service dog could help, but he felt he had nothing to lose. He joined the more than 850 other veterans across the country who have reached out to K9s For Warriors and applied for a service dog. So, as of the writing of this, 850, it sounds like service dogs have been put into the hands of our brothers and sisters throughout the nation. So that's pretty fantastic. Backed by scientific research, K9s For Warriors program empowers veterans who fought for our freedom to live a life of dignity and independence, a new life with a constant companion who offers no judgment, just unconditional love at the end of a leash. With the majority of the dogs rescued from high kill shelters, K9s For Warriors gives a second chance at life, not just to veterans, but the dogs too. K9s For Warriors rescued this Marine Corps veteran's service dog, Moly, after she was seized during after she was seized from an animal cruelty investigation. Moly was in bad shape, scared and distrustful of people, but the procurement team at K9s For Warriors saw her potential. Despite her condition and past trauma, Moly began the road to becoming a service dog, regaining her strength and trust in humans. All of Moly's worries melted away at the moment she laid eyes on the veteran. Man, I can barely talk today. With K9s For Warriors trainer by her side, the gate to the play yard opened, and Moly immediately took off running into the veteran's arms. Smiles stretched wide from ear to ear, and they both seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. Neither knew it yet, but this moment was only the beginning. Their bond has been unwavering since that day, and for the first time, the veteran is excited for the future, and he believes Moly is too. He says Moly has given him back his life, and he can once again go out in crowded places without being anxious or nervous. There's no greater gift than the gift of living, he said. And that's pretty much it. There's a couple hyperlinks on information regarding K9 For Warriors, and I actually went over to their site, and it says here, kind of similar information. It says the nation's largest provider of service dogs for veterans, and this is on their website at K9s, so K9s for FOR warriors.org. So K9s For Warriors.org. The nation's largest provider of service dogs for veterans. Determined to end veteran suicide, K9s For Warriors provides highly trained service dogs to military veterans suffering from PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and or military sexual trauma. With the majority of dogs coming from high-kill rescue shelters, this innovative program allows the K9 Warrior team to build an unwavering bond that facilitates their collective healing and recovery. So what a great mission. And I encourage you to go to their website. They have a lot of good information on here. Here it says 92% of our veteran graduates report a reduction in medication. That's huge. And 82% of our veteran graduates report reduced suicide ideation, which is outstanding. So great information. There's a bunch of little stories in here, a couple minute reads, pretty good. There's also an application right on their website on the top right hand corner. You can click Warrior Application if you meet that qualifying conditions. Then I encourage you, if you can support an animal, this would be a great addition to your family. And then there's also a donate button, which to me, what a great cause, right? So I will be hitting that button myself. So with that, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.